when you have someone like an Itzu available, because essentially that's what happened. Drop me, gain Itzu. Do I think there should be compensation? Maybe. Will there be compensation? I don't think so.
Please don't do the clans tier list, Fluxy. We're doing it, man.
Well, I usually go and play a tournament, get screwed over, and then I keep playing for 15 minutes. Oh, just kidding. Hey guys, I'm playing Pokemon Go today. Who cares?
So we have on tonight on the Mac Report the biggest guest the Mac Report has ever had. 500,000 subscribers on YouTube, and he's come on this show. Just mental, absolutely crazy. You're not here to see me. You're here to see the man. So let's put him on. Here we are. Clash Bash. Hello, man. Rocky, welcome to the stream, mate. We should be able to hear you now. There we go.
Yeah, that's good. Nice. Ooh, I see me. Look at that. We got a stream, boy.
So when we turned on the call, I was like, oh, you're in your studio and I don't know why I don't know where I thought you'd be. I was surprised. I was like, oh, that's so cool. It's like I'm on a YouTube video with Clash Bash. It's awesome. You're here for the hottest man. You're here for me then. Cheers, Coherent Dictator.
I'm here for you. That was my goal.
Coobs, he's not happy with you, so we will get to that. So Bash, I don't know if you recognise the name Coobs, but that is Cobbs from Crowned Eagles.
Yeah,
so you may have some.
It's not that I'm not happy with him. Like I said, if you watch my video today, I said I would have did the same thing. I don't blame you.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure we'll talk about all that.
Oh yeah,
we get going.
It's coming up. I now want to watch a video. I'm like, oh man, I missed the video. I need to see that. Should definitely have watched that before. Guys, thanks for the follows and all that. I will definitely miss some of them, but thank you so much for all the follows. You guys are legends. Oh man, they're all rattling in. It's like I'm being bot spammed, but it's not. And Gaz Tom will come in with the sub as well. Cheers, Gaz. So we've got Bash here. We've got a whole load of questions. We should probably get started, man, because we're going to run out of time otherwise. It is crazy, but that's how many things we've got to chat about in here. It's pretty good. I mean, from my point of view, the world's happening when it did was incredible. The drama that you've suffered in that, but we'll get to that later, okay? We'll build up to that. Let's start off with just some quick fire things for people that don't know who you are, which is not very many people, but let's do some just sort of like quite short questions, kind of the standard questions I ask everyone that comes on. When did you, Mr. Reed come in with the raid? Thank you, man. When did you start playing Clash? I don't call you Clash. Sorry, Rocky, man.
Whatever works, Rocky, Dash, Fred, Paul, whatever you want to call me, Nick, it works.
Oh, you. Yeah.
So I originally started looking to play in 2014, but I actually started playing in 2015. I thought I started late 2014, but I went back and checked my history. It was early 2015 when I first started playing Clash.
Ah, okay, cool. And what made you get into it? How did it come up? Just friends?
That was when
they
were running all their advertising campaign. There was commercials crazy and stuff.
Yeah.
So I was looking at it anyways, and then my wife and brother-in-law actually started playing. And they're like, you should play this. We can make a clan and get in clan wars. I'm like, okay, that sounds amazing. Let's do it.
That's cool, man. That's exactly so. It was the wizard. There was a wizard ad with I think it was one with his hair, or possibly with the rabbit. I don't know. Yeah, and that was a TV campaign to put on, and that's why I picked the game up. And yeah, that's so cool, man. Okay, what's your favorite town hall? Then you've got a lot of town halls. I think you might have one of all of them. What's your favorite one?
My favorite, honestly, I generally like the highest town hall, 14. I always try to, we kind of touched on it a little bit. We're trying to get into more competitive stuff in our clan. So I'm trying to become a better attacker. I'm trying to learn more about the game. I'm trying to learn those advanced strategies. For me, 14. Also, it's brand new, so 14 for sure right now.
What I think we get onto this later, but what do you think about the pets? What's your opinion on that? Was a nice?
I like them. I won't lie. So. When we were testing Town Hall 14, getting ready, for sneak peeks and stuff, I was like, dang, no new troop, no new spell, that kind of sucks. But then I started playing with the pets, and I'm like, the pets kind of make up for it. I'm okay with that,
Yeah, massive dark sync. I think the thing that Supercell have been looking for a while, they tried it with super troops, didn't they? And then that wasn't the dark sync that people thought it would be, and I think Pets has worked. Like, I quite like the Pets. I think it's added a nice new angle to it. I've lost my questions now. How bad is that? I definitely need like 6 screens up.
Yeah, that's the rough part.
Where did the name come from? Was this like your where did the name come from? Why am I making that question more complicated? Where did the name come from? That's it. That's all I need to ask.
I mean, it's obviously a really cheesy, generic, basic name, but one time I was talking with one of my friends who was playing at the time, and he's like, "You could come over and we could have a good old fashioned Clash Bash." And then like when I started getting into like the thought process of doing YouTube and stuff, I'm like, I'm gonna need a name. I'm like, well, that kind of sounds fun, like a Clash Bash. I'll be Clash Bashing, like so. And I'm not very creative in that aspect, so I just rolled with it.
Yeah, cool, man. That's good. I like that. I think it's good. It's one of these ones it's kind of almost created like additional names off the back end. You've got like Clash with now, haven't you? So yeah, so
exactly.
Similar sort of thing. What about your favourite strategy? We've done a favourite town hall, favourite strategy. Where's
Ooh, that's a tough one. Like lower town halls, like Town Hall 11, 12. I like the attack we call 5 ICG, which is like 5 ice golems with a bow witch with bats. I like Zap Dragons a lot. At Town Hall 14, I guess it would be Houdini Lalo, aka Blizzard Lalo right now. It's a strategy I love to practice with and learn. I don't know. I'd like to try to stay versatile and be able to use as many different attacks as possible, is always my goal.
Nice and diplomatic there.
I mean, Houdini Lalo for the higher town halls, 5 ICG for the lower town halls would be the straight up answer to that. Electron is my overall favorite attack in the game, but it's just not as viable these days.
Did you see that that attack that Stars did with the old super archers in the clone?
Yeah.
That was interesting, man. I love super archers. I can't use them, but I need to practice with them more, man. They just look so strong.
They're kind of like coming back into the meta lately. Like a lot of pros starting to use them and kind of work with them. So it's interesting. It's a troop I've never really used. Ugh.
Yeah. Okay, we're going to talk about Worlds now. Hendel, thank you for the follow, man. I'm sure I've missed people as well. So a lot of stuff went wrong in the Worlds, but I kind of wanted to get your personal perspective on this. Apologies if you've just put this out in a video. But let's revisit it. There was obviously a lot of technical issues. So we were due to meet you guys. I was playing for Funfair. We got to the end of day one. We got the top 128. We feel quite proud. But we had some unknown teams. You guys, Madram, were up against Crowned Eagles, who are not a bad team at all. Tell us about what happened with that. And while that happens, I'm going to do something on my browser that I've remembered I've not opened yet.
So, if people don't know, there was a lot of technical issues during this pre-qualifier. So it was supposed to start at 6 a.m. Eastern time. I think we eventually got playing at like 8 a.m. We played our first match against Crowned Eagles, and it went well. Like it was great. We won 12-10. Like Hendo came in with an awesome drag bat. Skeens came in with his Inferno drags. I'm a 2-star god, but we won the war 12-10. And then a few minutes later, a notification goes out in the server. All that didn't count. We're nullifying all of that, and we're resetting the round. So we're like, what the? We just played a full war, exposed our strategies, exposed our bases, and you're just going to get rid of that. And that's what happened. They got rid of it. We had a replay, and we lost 11-11. We had a couple of blimp fails that really hurt us. And it was not a good feeling. That's for sure.
I mean, so I understand the logic of, so they had so many issues, didn't they? It took ages to get it going, and then like 2,000 people trying to check in a 5-minute window was just like, felt like madness. They really struggled to, like, I just don't think the servers could handle it. They were overloaded. And then I think when they spun it, I think it was something like a crazy small number of wars. Like maybe 10% of the war. Like the Discord server, we had a buy-in round in the first round, so we're sitting watching, and the Discord server was just full of we've not matched. We didn't think anyone had matched, and the admins weren't saying anything. And then the announcement came out: if you've played your match already, you need to replay it, which was just Is that the right decision? Was that what?
No.
No. Okay. Cool.
No.
Yeah.
So here's my perspective, and again, nothing against Crowned Eagles, because given a rematch, if I would have lost, I would have done the same thing. I mean, they're within their rights. That's what the decision was. I think it was really unfair to us. Obviously, I'm going to be biased in that way, but to me, the perspective is in this competitive thing of a best of one. We're playing for a best of one.
With big
Like
money at the end of it.
yeah,
It's like
we're
this is
exposing our strategies, we're exposing our bases. I mean, we had to change bases on some of the bases, but they were able to bait those blimps, and we caught a couple tornadoes, and that's what ended up hurting us. I mean, yes, it's kind of on us, so we could have adapted and changed, but when you see the team once, you think that's all you're going to see them, so you're going all out, like we're exposing everything we
yeah.
had. It was frustrating, man. It was really frustrating.
Yeah, it's like I was so chuffed that we weren't involved in that. It's just a horrendous situation. I think from my point of view, if that happened in ESL last year, for example, because it would have been done where, right guys, send a friendly war challenge, and then accept it. It was just said, right, everyone that got connected, your results stand, everyone else go for it. It's like They didn't have that within the program it wasn't there, and so they were forced. The only thing they could do was everyone has to, like, we just have to hard wipe everything and start again, which is just rough though, isn't it?
I almost think like at that point you have to, I don't know if it would have been possible to reshuffle all the groups, because there are 64 groups, but maybe even just reseed the bracket within those groups. So that
it had taken about 6 hours to get to that reshuffle point. Right, but right. Yeah, you're right.
You're right. I mean, there was a lot of issues. I'm sure.
So I'm not defending them. I'm just throwing. Yeah.
No, I agree. I mean, there's obviously a lot of issues, a lot of problems that I'm sure they weren't expecting. So who knows? Who knows if that is even something they were capable of doing? So
what needs to change for next time then?
Well, hopefully they figured out some of the issues that went wrong. Communication has to be the biggest thing.
Yeah.
The communication was bad, I felt. It was just copy-paste responses. When you opened a ticket, you didn't really get answers. It was just like, here's this, deal with it. And it was a really bad feeling when you opened that ticket and kind of got that deal with it kind of, that's the way it came across to me, attitude.
Yeah. I think they need more staff, don't they? It felt like Supercell were off for the weekend, and there was a Discord server with 10 mods in it that had no one that was able to make any sort of high-level decisions. And man, that server was broken. It was absolutely insane. I thought about just streaming the server. It was madness what was going on in there.
I don't think they were expecting those major of issues. Maybe they're expecting like minor issues, but those were some pretty major issues. Even the delays going into round 2. And then the decision, because it seemed like even with that rematch, that second game in round 1, it seemed like there was still a lot of issues. Like
yeah, there's still loads.
So they're just like, let's just go with it.
It was like there was like the genuine issues like yourself and Crowned Eagles had. There was some teams that clicked check-in and then never got put onto the bracket at all. There was a few teams that had that issue, but then in amongst those sort of genuine issues, they had this sea of, I've got a Town Hall 7 base on my Town Hall 14. What's going on? Like, so you had like these proper sort of like user errors going in there as well. They were just overwhelmed, and yeah. So should they have tested the system more? Do you think?
There was testing to the system. I know that there was testing to the system. I saw some of the testing to the system.
So you've got that inside track, so yeah.
I don't think they could properly test that scale of 1,900 teams, 2,000 teams, whatever it was. I don't think they could just properly test that scale, honestly. I think that was the issue. And I think, and this happens when I'm making videos, you almost, like, based on the previous years, you expect all these teams to know public war log, set your base on format. You expect people to know that. But a lot of teams, if you've never really done this, you don't know that kind of stuff.
And it made it much more accessible, didn't it? Because they put it in game. ESL, probably the biggest downfall with the ESL process was that it was quite a burden to actually go through all the hoops. You had to jump through a lot of hoops to get there, which kind of gate kept and kept some of the trash away. You had people had to make an effort, whereas just click on a button.
Hey, that's not true. Mad Ram still got in every single time.
I mean, yeah, I took part in ESL, so I mean, yeah. So there was the interesting one, the really interesting one that we saw, and I kind of have an opinion on this, but people were throwing around Supercell need to compensate us for this. What do you think? Do you think they should? Do you think they will? People have paid. They've rushed their bases to get ready for Town Hall 14. They've put out bucks. Like, I haven't put that much out, but there are people that have paid a lot of money in this.
I mean,
should they get compensated?
I spent a lot of money to get there. We
to
bought
get screwed
for this.
Yeah.
Do I think there should be compensation? Maybe. Will there be compensation? I don't think so.
That's being honest. Yeah, no, that's exactly what I think as well. So yeah.
I don't even know that there necessarily should be, because they're trying to run the system from within. It's hard to test that scale. I get it. I think just some of the decisions that were made on that day were just poor decisions, and that's what caused the bigger issues. And it just kind of like compiled everything into one big issue of just a complete poop show, we'll say.
Yeah. And you didn't stream. Did you stream on Sunday at all?
No.
Or were you just not in the mood?
I've been sick the past week, and I'm glad I didn't even try, because like my voice is still like kind of recovering. Like I feel fine, like as from a sickness standpoint, but like I still have a little bit of a cough, and like my throat like gets real raspy really easy. So day 2 went 12 hours. So yeah. I'm glad I didn't even try to stream.
Day 2 went smooth as well. That was fairly smooth. There was only like a 2-hour delay at the start of the first war.
But the rounds were longer, weren't they?
Yeah, they were big old gaps. But it went a lot smoother. But yeah, it was difficult. I mean, I
almost think if that's what they have to do, well, maybe they can't. I was gonna say maybe run longer wars, but maybe they can't. Maybe they just need all that downtime in between the rounds to get the brackets right.
I feel that one of the things I think they should do is change it, like especially on day 1, maybe not everyone all starting the wars at the same time. I felt like it should have been like, right, groups 1 and 2, you'll be starting at this time, you'll be starting 5 minutes later. You just stagger those times, so that I mean, it's harder for instructions, but just so we're not when they're not absolutely just hammering. The servers just got so overloaded, and the admins were trying to deal with, there would be like gaps of, probably for them, not very much issues, and then a whole load of stuff coming up at once, and then, do you know what I mean, they'll have got sort of issues in waves already. So yeah. Dean, hello man, can I take questions? I have a list of questions already. If you put them in the chat at the right time, we might be able to get to them, but probably not. Sorry Bash, I cut you off there.
Oh, you're good, bud, you're good.
I'm trying to catch up with stuff as well.
Yeah, oh yeah, I get it, man. I get it.
Dean, you go on. This is right. Dean's asking one right on the topic. Do you think you would have made it past second or third round if you did make it through? How far do you think you could have got? Obviously, probably as far as Funfair, yeah?
I mean, we could have easily won the whole thing. The whole...
It was Crowned Eagles stop. That was it. They were the only obstacle.
Yeah, we got the rematch. No, it's hard to say. Mad Ram, we are not like a pro team by any means. I mean, we're working on getting better, but we also have a very specific skill set. So I guess it would have just depended on what kind of bases we went up against. We were hoping to be able to go out and win 2 or 3 rounds. That was our goal, was to win 2 or 3 rounds. I mean, it would have been actually fun to face you guys. I mean, you got Kalo, right? That's a former Mad Ram member. So we were kind of looking forward to that matchup, to be honest with you. Just, meet up with our old homie and have a little fun.
Yeah, Kalo was the team captain. Yeah, it's pretty nice. I got hard carried. Like I got a 98% too. That was my highlight of day 1. That was
the first war off. No one wanted, and got an 85. In the second war, I don't remember what happened, but I got another 85.
Okay, so moving on. the casting side of things. So you're not in the lineup.
Yeah.
The lineup's changed. So in 2019 we had quite a raft of casters. Had yourself, Woody, Lady B. Who else was in there? Carbon Fin, and and just sort of like they sort of like had this like, was it 6 years in total that sort of rotated through, and so when did you find out and how did it feel, or whose decision was it? I don't know what order to ask these in. Tell me about what happened there, please, if you can.
No, there's nothing to tell. I kind of knew and had a hunch that I was not going to be casting this season. I won't go into that, but I found out when the caster announcements came out. There's no like, "Hey, you're not
Oh,
casting this year." Yeah, it's.
wow.
I mean, obviously at that point I hadn't been contacted, so you pretty much
Yeah,
know
you get a
I haven't been
hunch.
contacted to do it. But I had a 95% sure vote of confidence that I was not casting this season on day 2 of the World Finals last year. I'll just leave it there.
Okay. Why? No, you do. Is that as far as is
Things
that as
that
much as you go?
things that happened kinda
Oh
tipped
man,
me
I need
off
to
there.
go back and watch the VOD now. I need to see if I can
No,
see
no,
it.
no, it was nothing that was on. It was nothing you guys would even know.
Right. Okay.
But
Cool.
yeah, it was just I kinda knew. I
You
was like,
got
"Man,
an inkling
that
from
kinda."
there.
It was a little bit demoralizing. I was like, "Man, that kinda sucks." But I still, tried to do my best, go out, put on a good show for Worlds. Maybe it was day 1, but whatever.
Yeah.
And,
I'm I
try not
am
to let that
not
affect
just saying this because you're here, okay? But you are genuinely one of my favourite casters in the world's team. That's why I was genuinely gutted. Um, the Woody, could I ask you about like what you think of the other casters? Woody's very Marmite to people, and I love it. Basically, I think you get that balance of, you get the excitement, but the excitement comes at the right time. You get really animated with it. It's like you've got that, you get the feeling of when there's stuff going on, but it happens at the right time. Some other casters maybe get overexcited, and you're like, what are you getting excited about, mate? Chill, man. It's just chill. Just relax
Uh,
for a second.
I mean, I love casting with everyone. I don't have any complaints about anyone I've ever casted with. I love casting with Woody. For me, it's fun playing off that energy.
Yeah,
But
I suppose it
I
helps get you G'd up. Yeah,
Oh yeah,
yeah,
exactly. You play off that. He gets going and yelling, and it's just easy to go. But for me, I felt like, and this isn't like a criticism of anyone else. This is a criticism of me. It seemed like the Clash of Clans, like hardcore esports community, kind of wants that more serious, like war oriented person there. That's not necessarily more energy. They kind of want more like analysis and more breakdown. And that's a big reason why I've kind of stepped more into competitive play. Well, if you guys want that, I'm going to go do it. I'm going to go learn about it. I'm going to go learn what it takes to do this.
yeah.
And unfortunately, that was all for naught. But uh, and I was trying to. I would still hope that maybe there's something that happens and there'll be an opportunity for me. I would love to cast. There's no hard feelings there. I get it. It's business. But I also get that when you have someone like an Itzu available, because essentially that's what happened. Drop me, gain Itzu. When you have someone like an Itzu available who can predict what attack a player is going to use, not a team, but can predict a specific attack a player can use before the attack starts, like obviously that's going to be awesome for the show. So
Okay, yeah, yeah,
it
yeah,
is what it is. Uh, I get it 100%. It's a business decision. Itzu makes a ton of sense. He's a pro player. He's in touch with the scene a little bit more than me. So I get it. Like I said, no hard feelings. It sucked, but I came to terms with it pretty quickly because I knew early on.
yeah. Cool, man. It's cool. So next weekend, what are your plans? What are you going to be doing? You gonna be watching
Uh,
it? I think it's like in the middle of the night. In fact, it's better time for you guys, isn't it? For me, it's the middle of the
honest,
night.
honestly, I probably won't be watching. I will end up watching some of them, but uh, my daughter's kindergarten graduation is this coming weekend, and then my in-laws are going to be in town, so I probably won't be able to watch much Clash. And I mean, there might still be a bad taste in my mouth based on what happened this past
Yeah,
weekend.
Yeah. Based on last weekend, as opposed to the casting side of things. Yeah, fair enough.
But also, I
Um,
mean, I have personal stuff going on, you know, like my kids come first for me, so she's graduating kindergarten. That's pretty awesome, you know.
yeah, no, that's cool. Yeah, that's definitely the challenge of. So I started off with YouTube, and I sort of fell into streaming by accident. Streaming takes up time in a different way, doesn't it? But the problem is you have to be there for it. Whereas YouTube, you make it when you've got time, and then you just put it up. It's different levels of commitment, if that makes sense.
Right? Yeah,
Yeah,
I hear you.
yeah. Hello guys, there's a whole lot of people in the chat. Thank you guys. Hello, welcome, Mara. Hello, Squiz, everyone. Hope to see Madram next month, says Big House.
Well,
Big
we'll
House
be
was part of Crowned Eagles as well.
we're still in champs too, so I mean, we'll field a team. We'll go with our system and we'll try it again. Hopefully, have a better experience.
Cool, man. So I've got sticking on the world's theme. I've got a little kind of like a tier list here. If I can just find the right bit to press. Oh man. You know when you're like, I've definitely got this all sorted out. It's going to be smooth as. Here we go. Right over my face. So we've got a tier list. So these are the teams that the final 6 that are going to be in next weekend. So I'm just let's please don't do the clans tier list, Fluxy. We're doing it, man. But we're doing it for the 6 teams that made it through. So the teams that made it through, Space Station Gaming, obviously getting right to the end. To be honest, Space Station Gaming for me, that's kind of against form for them. They've not been doing really well at the moment, and they ended up winning it. But we've got SSG, Alternate Attacks, Vatang, MCS, Marcos Gaming, which was a bit bizarre, they're the Indian team, and Method to Madness. I thought what we could do, Bash, is you and me could put them in order. We'll put a maximum of 2 in each tier. We have more than that, all right? So just so we're not having to totally commit, but you have to decide who do you want to put in the top 2. Then we can sort of spread them out. If we think there's just one that goes, so there's 5 slots of 6 teams, okay? So we don't need to put 2 in each, yeah. And when I say we, I'm definitely going to blame you. Nicholas, thanks for the sub.
Love it.
So where do you want to start? Well, we start with so yeah, Marcos Gaming is Indian Clashers. Yeah, you're right, guys. But they weren't the only Indian Clashers team, though. Is that what I mean?
Well, I mean, let's start with the easy one, the world champs.
Okay,
I mean,
so you put an alternate tax at the top, yeah?
Yeah, I mean, how can you not? I mean, they've looked really good in the community stuff. They've looked really good in ESL stuff. Like they have a solid roster. Let's be honest, they're going to be a force to be reckoned with. And they qualified first qualifier last season, right?
Yeah.
So they got that out of the way, and then they were just dominant the whole season and just ran right through there. Easy pick.
Yeah, they have continued to dominate all the way through. I mean, like all the competitions and all that sort of stuff. And they threw up a few perfect wars in there as well. Nicholas, thank you, man. So who's next then?
So this one's gonna be a little bit biased for me, and I'm gonna put them S tier also. MCES. I am a huge MCES fan. I think they come up with some of the most creative attacks. They can put up really high scores. I think that they have a really nice chance to get qualified this year and make a decent run. They've been together, going into their 3rd year now with this similar lineup. I guess they did have some changes, but I really like the guys. They do a lot of creative, different stuff, and they've been putting up some good numbers.
I don't think that's controversial at all. MCS I really rate. I think the one that's missing from this group, actually, this 6, and missed out quite far off, were Penta. Penta really, but they had Penta, Tri, Vatang all in this sort of like similar side of the bracket, but Penta not being in this top 6 was a surprise for me. But MCS, like, one of the strongest teams. Definitely, yeah, could even win the whole thing. I would go with that as well, Samuel, you're right. I think MCS are most likely to challenge alternate attacks. Right, who do you want to put in next, and where do you want to put them? We need to put one in A, don't we?
For A, I think we got to go Space Station or Vatang. I mean, Space Station squad, bringing over Nick and Lex seems to be a good play. Vatang's a solid group who's been there. I don't want to like overcrowd A, but I almost feel like both of those go in A for me personally. I mean, Space Station, obviously, that when it came time to perform, they did what they needed to. They won their group and put on a good show.
Right, so space station in there, yeah. I mean,
Yeah, I
space
think
station, yeah.
so.
I mean, like they've got this, they've got the team, they have got the golden team, haven't they? It's like that is the ultimate squad, and it's taken a while for them to gel. Maybe this is them finally gelling. It's happened. It's taken a couple of months, but actually, maybe that's the perfect timing. Squiz, you're right, man. Queen Walkers were another big surprise, not in this list as well. It's
Yeah,
usually
that was wild. They get eliminated
first
first
round.
round.
Yeah, first rounded, man. So Vatang in B.
Vatang's got to be like A minus B plus because they got the world's experience. They've got a solid lineup. We can give them B. Let's not overcrowd it.
Let's make it
But they're
controversial. Yeah.
I think they're right on the cusp of that A spot personally. And then I think the other two, um, I honestly I don't know a ton about. I mean, you
So
said Marcos
method to
Gaming is Indian Clashers, and I mean they did decent in the qualifiers last year. I know
they
nothing about Method to Madness.
so Method to Madness is the new name for World Top Korea. So World Top Korea's dream team, sort of main team, or Method to Madness. I'm an official streamer for them, but I think there's quite a lot
Okay,
of official streamers
how
for
about
them.
you help me out here and tell me a little bit about them? I mean, where would you put them?
I think they are underdogs all the time. So they took part in the March warm-ups. In the warm-ups, they were, I think they were given an invite, and they performed pretty well. They did better this time than they did last, if that makes it. Than they did in the warm-ups. They didn't get very too far. Very too far. That's not even. Is that even English? What have I just said there? It's not
They
even
didn't
like a.
get very too far. I like
Yeah,
it.
I think. I think I'd put them ahead of Marcos Gaming, but I think that's just because I don't know them. And the Indian team, like Indian Clashers, they got to day 2 of the March warm up, didn't they? So was it March warm up or was it April? I can't remember. Whenever it was. So I don't know. What do we think? We put M2M
I mean,
first.
based on what you're saying, I almost feel like none of these teams are going D for me because they played through. They even if
Okay,
they just
yeah, I
played
like that. So do we
So
put?
I almost think Method to Madness goes B and then Marco C. But I mean, yeah, I guess I don't
We
know.
lock it in.
Sure,
Yeah, let's lock it in. Let's do it. Right.
sure.
Guys, I will post a link to that on Twitter, and you
Oh,
can
geez,
like.
please don't do that.
No,
You're gonna
no.
expose.
It'll be great, and people can put their own tier. They can put these guys in their own tier list in their own order. And yeah, we have someone did do a tier list of all the teams in the world, and it was very controversial. That's why I only picked the 6. Oh well, I don't want to actually save it just now. Then there we go. It's just giving me a. I don't want to actually do that. Right, let's get rid of that tier list. I'll let you. You guys are missing my face. Look, hello. No, of course I'm going to post it, Mara. Mara thought she was joking. No, man, of course I'm posting it. It was indeed controversial. It was so funny. The stuff. Anyway, yeah, we should have tier listed the Madram team. That's right. Or we should have put Madram on that list. There we go. Nicholas, thank you for the bits as well, guys. Thank you. So yeah, we talked a little bit about it there, but Queen Walker's Penta out. Tom and I, Darkest Muzan, like were you quite shocked by anything? I've kind of just summarized everything there, but there anything you were shocked by or interested by? Any other talking points from it?
I kind of talked about this in my video, but like I literally tuned out. I tuned out after all the shenanigans happened with us. I was not
Had
happy.
enough. Yeah.
I just wanted to go enjoy my weekend. But I did see, I don't remember who, but one of the Queen Walkers players tweeted out like they were pretty mad with the delays and then a round 1 exit. So I saw that and I was like, wow, they got knocked out early because I mean you got to think Queen Walkers is one of the overall favorites for the whole thing, right?
Yeah.
I mean, but also this is the very first one. I think people tend to like weigh heavy on this one show, but there's going to be more of these. I mean, look, I guess last year's not a great example because alternate attacks won the whole thing and they won the first qualifier, but there's still going to be plenty more chances to qualify, more chances to get back in. So I don't think, not getting in this one is the end of the world.
And no public vote this time for sort of silver tickets or whatever they were called. Is that a good thing? Did you like that system?
I think so. I feel like there was flaws in that system. It seemed like there were some weird things going on. If it's if there's gonna be a vote, there needs to be a different. But I'm okay with there not being a vote because it seemed like there was some weird things going on with that.
Yeah. No, I agree, man. And I think it was telling in that they were the first two teams that, like, they were the teams that performed lowest. Yeah. So, anyway. Yeah. Right, we're going to move on to something hopefully a little bit more cheery for you. Content creation. YouTubing. Now, we've covered content creation a lot, and I'm sure you've covered loads of these questions before as well. Azo, thank you for the sub, man. How long have you been making videos?
I started making videos not too long after I started playing Clash. I started June of 2015. I didn't really take it like super serious or anything, but that's when I started making and made my first, created the channel was June of 2015.
Nice, man. So that was my next bit. Is how did it start and why? So we know when. So why did you start it? What was the sort of the logic behind it? Oh, I think I might have just lost you. Sorry, 2 seconds.
Uh-oh.
There we go. That's okay. Sorry, I minimized everything by accident.
Oh, look at you. Doing it all.
That was me.
So, but back to the question, I guess. I guess I was like everyone else. I mean, that's almost 6 years ago. You know, I was late 20s. I always just wanted to do YouTube. I've always kind of been like that, you know, kind of clown character personality. Like I've always been outspoken. I've always just wanted to like do a YouTube channel. I talked about doing one before, and then I was like, I wonder what it would actually take to do that. And I started looking into it, and I had just gotten laid off. So I was like, well, I didn't have any expectations like actually make any money doing it or anything like that. But I was like, I got a little bit of free time. Let's give it a shot and see how it goes.
Cool, man. And what was so quite a lot of time it's the motivation for doing it is to try and help out your clanmates or something like that. Was yours much more from I want to entertain people and I want to share this sort of game that I'm enjoying? Was that sort of more the logic behind it?
Yeah, mine was just kind of because back then, I mean, I was still really low town hall. I think, like we were all learning together. Like we all just used dragons all the time. I think mine was just kind of see if I could do it, see if I can bring value to something like that, bring entertainment. Because like I would watch all the other YouTubers that were funny and stuff, and I was like, man, I feel like I could do that. I could have fun and be funny and put on a show for people, make people laugh.
Cool, man. So one of the viewer questions we got, and it was one that I had already because I struggle with this. Inspiration for new videos. How do you get the inspiration to put out a new video every day?
Well, I usually go and play a tournament, get screwed over, and then I complain. I'm just kidding. I have a lot of different accounts that I play on, and usually whatever's going on like in the game, I'll roll with that, or like I'll just play one of my accounts and just kind of like see what I got to do next on that account, or if something cool or interesting happened. I honestly I just kind of wing it. Occasionally, I'll see if I can find a sticky note. My desk is a mess because I was doing Pokemon card openings, so all my stuff's all over. But I usually like I'll go through and I'll put on a sticky note like kind of plans for the week of like general ideas for videos. And then a lot of times like what you see like in the title for and thumbnail is rarely planned. Usually that's something that happens within the video. Usually like I have a general idea what do I want to accomplish with that video, and then I start doing that and just kind of let the ideas flow as I'm going, and like whatever happens, maybe I find like a monster raid or maybe something interesting happened when I was upgrading or something, and then I kind of just make that into the subject.
Yeah, cool, man. And then you had the most recently you did that 0 to 5,000 cups. That was good. People talk about your low town hall pushes, but most recently there was that epic live stream when you you did the town hall 14 0 to 5k. That was pretty nice.
Yeah, that was fun. It was different. It was a lot faster than I was expecting.
Yeah, it was quick, man. I was expecting that to be really long. I think the biggest challenge with that was getting down to 0 cups. That was the most impressive bit for me. Like, getting your account that low. Yeah,
it took probably a good 6 hours at least to get that low for math.
So we've got here. You always get the questions about. I'm sure you get it all the time. How do I start a YouTube channel? All that sort of stuff. If you had one bit of advice, what would it be for someone that wants to become a YouTuber? What would you what would you give them?
Don't. No, I'm just kidding.
Don't do it.
If you're gonna start a YouTube channel, don't have expectations, especially if you're gonna start a Clash of Clans YouTube channel. Let's be honest. We're going into what 9 years of this game being out.
Saturated.
Don't have expectations that you're gonna just instantly blow up and have success. There are hundreds, if not thousands, of channels that do Clash of Clans every day. Even if it's not Clash of Clans, even if it's Minecraft or Roblox or Call of Duty, there are thousands of channels doing those. So it's gonna take some time, and you have to commit to it. If you're gonna do it, you can't half-ass it. You can't put out a video once every 2 weeks and be like, "Oh, why do I have 3 views on my video?" You got to put out videos. You have to put out consistent videos and find what's going to make your videos special. What are you bringing to make people want to watch your videos? Anyone can put out a video. Hey guys, I'm playing Pokemon Go today. Who cares? Why do I want to watch you play Pokemon Go every day? Big thing.
Nice, man. Happy days. The Supercell Creator Program, that I constantly get asked, because I'm that amazing, are you in the program? And I know that the requirements and all that are way off for me. But if there was a time when that didn't happen, when you guys were the content creators were as out the loop as everyone else, and then updates would come and there'd be this mad dash and all that. Is it really nice, the sort of system you've got now where you're getting those little sneak peeks and you're able to make the videos in advance? Is that just looks like the sweetest thing, the sweetest part of it.
It is really nice because we generally have an idea of what needs to be done and when it needs to be done. Like you mentioned back in the day, we would see a sneak peek come out and then you'd know to be like on high alert for the rest of the week. And then I would have to go and watch like Ash's video and like see what he covered, ask him if I could use a little bit of his footage, and then go and basically recreate his video in my own words. And it was a pain, but yeah, luckily I'm able, and that's what I've always said is like Supercell supports their creators. There are a lot of people in that program, and if you stick with it and grind, they're usually pretty open to bringing new people in. And it's a really nice company to work with. That's why I was really nervous making the video I made today, because it's probably the first time I've ever really had criticism. Because I mean, Clash of Clans is literally my favorite game, and I don't want anything to ever jeopardize that. But I had a really bad experience, and I wanted to voice that. So it was rough for me to make that, because Supercell is so supportive of their creators, and they kind of realize that, that we're the backbone that keeps the hype going for their games, which is really cool to see from a company that's not out of touch with that.
And have you played the new games? So I've gone totally off. I gave all my people, all my interviewees, a list of questions for, and then I go totally off topic. But have you played the 3 new games? Have you been able to play any of them?
I have not. I just haven't had the time. Not gonna lie to you. I wanted to, but I just haven't had the time to sit down and dig into them. That's the thing that people don't realize, is there's a lot of behind the scenes stuff with YouTube.
Yeah. So out of the 3 that you've seen, then which one have you seen? Which one are you most excited about? Sorry, I put you on the spot.
I think everyone's
Quest. You got Quest that's sort of in beta just now. You've got Clash Hero, which is the Unreal Engine sort of one, and then you got Clash Mini, that's the sort of like almost like chess.
I think everyone's excited for Heroes from what I've seen. I mean, Heroes seems to be the move. I mean, if they do that right, that's going to be massive.
Yeah, I'm really excited about Clash Mini. I don't know why.
Are you?
Yeah, I think that's got the most. So I think Clash Hero looks like fun, but it's a dungeon quest sort of idea, isn't it? Whereas Clash Mini's got that PvP element. I think it's got that esports potential, and those wee mini characters they've created, man, they could be sellable. Do you know what I mean? That's merchandise right there. I think, don't know, that's for me the one that I think's got the most legs. But sorry, man, I kind of like threw that question on you.
No, I mean, you're right though, and if you've seen the social media for that, they've kind of like been branding like those little mini figures and stuff.
Yeah,
definitely even come out with like their own line of those, which would be really cool.
Yeah. Okay, we're kind of towards the end, but I mean, there's still a fair few questions here. But we've got viewer questions, man.
I've got time.
These viewer questions are interesting. So I had a bit of a typo in this first one, because I'm a complete. Well, I'm British. Do you know what I mean? I don't understand American football. But I now have it correct. So you're a big American football fan. Your team is the Browns. I don't know who the Browns are. I'll be honest. I'm reading off a script here. What would you rather see? Would you rather see the Browns win the Super Bowl, or getting to the Clash Worlds with Madram. I think I've changed that because it's not win the Clash, not win the
Hold
Worlds.
on, yeah, are we just getting there or are we
Just
winning it?
get into Poland sort of idea, yeah? Which one?
See, this is a tough one, and like you fed this to me before, and I'm still thinking about it because for me as a YouTuber, like that would be massive
That would be insane,
channel,
yeah.
you know. But also, it's like the Browns winning the Super Bowl. We've never won a Super Bowl. We've won a championship back in the '60s, but we've never won a Super Bowl.
Oh mate, that sounds like my football soccer team is Heart Midlothian. When I was growing up, I watched them win the first bit of silverware they'd won in 30 years, and it was awesome. It was
Yeah, exactly.
So that's difficult, man.
Also, like the Poland trips are fun, man. I will say that. See me on stage playing, it'd probably be a good boost for the channel. I think I could go Browns winning the Super Bowl though. Sorry, Mad Ram.
Oh man, and did you see the chat? I don't know if you can see the chat, but everyone was like, "Your teammates are watching. Your teammates are watching." Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe if you YOLO bump less, we would get there.
We got other ones about. So YouTube's an interesting thing. Like you've got 500,000 subscribers on YouTube. That's well more now. That was a couple of weeks ago. And growth on YouTube is exponential, so you've probably got even more than that now. Do you get recognised in public? Do you get randoms coming up to you and yelling at you? No,
not really. I've been recognized a few times, but not very often. I think it's most of the time because like I go out, like I'm wearing a hat and sunglasses, like I'm incognito, like my hat's down. I got security guards around, you know. No, I've been recognized a few times. Actually, like I had my my internet worked on, and the technician like kept looking at me funny. I'm like, "What's up, dude? Like, what's going on with you?" And he's like,
he's giving you the eye, was he?
he watched my videos. I'm like, "Oh crap!" I'm like, "Bro, like, that's awesome." But I mean, I've been recognized just a few times, but not like often. But we're also like in a really super tight niche of Clash of Clans within a really tight niche of gaming within the greater span of YouTube, you know?
Yeah. It's a very small sort of corner of the internet, isn't it? Anyway, if you weren't doing YouTube, what would you be doing?
I'd probably just be working in a factory running a CNC machine. That's what I did before this.
What's a CNC machine?
Just fabricating parts, basically
okay,
running
cool.
running machines and stuff. Working in the factory.
That's what you're doing before?
Yeah. Nothing special.
The excitement level in your voice has dropped right off. The difference between you talking about Clash and talking about working in a factory. Wow.
On your feet all day, it sucks.
So you're happy doing YouTube. That's good to know. I'm glad that you enjoy your job. That's good.
Exactly. I mean, this is my dream job, of course, you know, like definitely beats being on the feet all day.
So I should have wrote down who had asked these questions because there's some really good ones here. But of all the troops without a super troop variant, so there's not loads of them, there's quite a few super troops now. Which do you want to see? I suppose we could say, or a different variant of a current troop that's got a super troop. What would you like to see? Have you got an idea for super troops?
I think we need a super hog rider that just like throws their hammer like Mjolnir, throws it out and it like goes like an arcing shot around. Like that would be really cool.
That's actually amazing. I don't
they
know
almost
if you've not got the stream turned up, but I'm just going to do that. I've got the hog rider sound. That's a great idea.
They throw it and it like arcs around like in a loop. What isn't there a troop in Royale that does that? I don't remember.
Yeah, there's one that's got like a boomerang or something.
Yeah,
so long since I played Clash. Do you play any other Supercell games?
Not right now. I uninstalled Royale. The Executioner, yeah, similar to Executioner. Yeah, that would be really cool.
Yeah, I played Clash Royale when it first came out. Really enjoyed it. Then didn't enjoy when. Yeah, they started changing what cars were strongest and all that. I was like, I can't afford to buy a whole lot, change my deck up again, and all that sort of stuff. That was that was challenging. The Ram Rider, says Slayer. Look at that. We've got a name for it and everything. There you go. Ram Raider.
Yeah, Ram Rider's weird though. It just charges at the tower and she like throws her like bulo thing. Just like I don't know. Yeah, I don't think that's what I'm really going for. I think more of the executioner,
More
but
the
more of like a
executioner.
path,
Happy
like a
days.
boomerang almost.
And someone, I think this was Crunk that asked me, are you good friends with any other YouTuber streamers?
Oh no, I don't like any of them. They're all horrible people.
That's
I'm just kidding.
I'm definitely that's going at the start of the video, mate. I'm gonna
No,
cut that bit out and drop that at the start.
I'm pretty close friends with quite a few YouTubers. Uh, I feel like that's kind of like what happens is that's your coworkers essentially. So I've actually met quite a few YouTubers and hung out with them. Um, Kenny Joe was actually over my house like in December. Like he was in town. So yeah, I'm close friends with a lot of Clash creators. And then there's some that I've just never really talked to. So kind of guess
so
it goes
so
both
Kenny
ways.
Joe's sort of one that you get on quite well with.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I mean, Carbon, like the few times we've gotten to hang out, like Carbon was really fun to hang out with. Echo Gaming is like one of my longest friends in YouTube. Klaus Gaming as well. Like they just yeah, a lot of people. I wish I was closer with like Judo and I are really close. I mean, don't get me wrong, Judo. I wish I was closer with guys like Beaker. That's someone I feel like we would mesh well because we have similar styles, but I've just never really chatted with him much, I guess.
Well, mate, this is maybe this is the time to do it. Maybe this is how we
Oh,
set up the
no. No,
collab.
he doesn't like me. I asked him, I was like, "Hey,
Oh.
dude, you wanna He's like, "No, who are you?" No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Beaker's the nice guy. Beaker's literally the nicest guy ever. Like, I messed up a video once and, like, he DM'd me. He's like, "Dude, don't sweat it. It's all good, man. Don't sweat it. It's no big deal." Beaker's genuinely the nicest guy ever. I'm just joking. I tend to be I have a real, smart aleck attitude, we'll say.
Mate, it's been awesome having you on. So we've got down the bottom here, and I think I might know the answer to this based on your recent experience. But what's the worst thing in Clash? What's the best thing? And what would you add to the game?
Oh, definitely the world's pre-qualifier were the worst thing ever. Uh, the best thing, honestly, I like the Legends League changes they made. I think that was a
Yeah,
positive change. I know some people still aren't a huge fan. I think that was a positive change. The clan wars, like the changes they do to like the friendly wars and stuff, making it easier to run leagues and stuff with the one hits and whatnot. I think they do a good job listening there. One thing I would change, I don't know. That's not my job. My job is just to entertain people. So I never really think about like what's coming next.
cool, man. That's good. Guys, we're almost at the end of the interview, so if you've got any questions, chuck them in the chat. And as long as they're acceptable, then we may answer them. I've got one more at the bottom here. Someone's said, I don't know the answer to this one. What code should I use to get 3 stars? I don't know what that means, man. Can you explain that?
Oh, if you go to your settings and the more settings and enter code bash, you're sure to get 85% 2 stars for life.
Hey, I'd take that. No more 1 stars. I'd take that. That'd be all right.
Code bash for sure. But definitely always make sure you have some creator code in there. I think people don't realize how much that helps. So when you're purchasing something, even if it's not my code, make sure you have someone's code in there. It helps
User
us out a
code.
lot. Yeah.
It does. It resets it like every 7 days or something. It's too short, that, man. The amount of times you buy it and then you're like, oh.
I've done it myself, so I know it happens. But yeah, that's something I think everyone, even if it's not our code, just make sure you have someone's code in it because it does help us out a lot, support the channels, let us be able to do those bigger projects we want to do. And that's really cool. And again, another way that Supercell supports its creators.
Mara asks, how do you set boundaries for what you do so you can spend time with your family? This is something I suffer with.
That's a great question, isn't it?
Yeah. I constantly I stream 3 times today. That's too much.
What is wrong with you?
Yeah, exactly. I'm an idiot. And I deserve any hate that I get when I get off. But how do you go about it?
It's tough, and I still don't do great with it all the time. I won't lie. It's something that's like an ongoing struggle. It's trying to balance the family life, the personal life, the work life. And
I love
not
that as you're
stress out.
talking, we can hear your kids in the background.
Yeah, I know. What are you doing? What are you doing? Get
back in the yard.
They're like, you're in an interview? Time to be out up. But yeah, I mean, it's an ongoing struggle. Like I try to set it like aside, and that's why I don't really do as much league stuff like coverage, just because like usually during the day and on the weekends are my time with my family, and usually I don't really record until my kids go to bed. Like during the day, I'm usually, working on videos, getting videos ready, editing, prepping for videos. But I try to set aside like the weekend time for my family, and I don't even do that well, and it's tough. It's caused some issues. Not like, oh my goodness, we're getting separated type issue, but it's caused stress in our lives, and it's something that I think as content creators we're just constantly working on. I don't think there's a proper way to like, hey, this is what you need to do. It's just kind of something you got to work on.
Slayer asks, I think this is to both of us. Thanks for follow, Bay Greater Gar. He says, "How old were you when you could grow a solid beard?" He's asking me that as well. I can't grow a solid beard. I grow a goatee. I have patches. I'm almost 40, and I have patches that don't grow hair.
Mine still doesn't even grow in fully. Mine gets a little patchy too in places, but I don't know. I was probably like in my 20s. I don't remember. I don't know. Dear diary, today that one hair finally grew in. I don't know. I just grew my beard. I don't know, man. Sorry,
Uh,
bud. I don't have a great answer for that one.
Kylo's asked some bizarre question. We're just going to ignore that one, Kylo, because
But if you ask me Kylo's question, I am hanging up on you.
What can I say, Kylo? I try to, but I can't.
If you could even ban Kylo in chat, like
he's vetoed it. Who do you think is the best Clash player? That's an interesting one. That's quite a. And Visty's asked a similar one. If you could add a single player into the Madram 5, who would you pick and why? And I'm assuming you're dropping Kylo. Yeah?
Well, Kylo's not in the Madram 5.
Didn't even make it in. Oh, okay.
No, yeah, Kylo. Oh my goodness, Kylo's all talk, man. He's all talk. That's a whole different subject. That's a whole different subject. I mean, my personal favorite player is Synthé from MCES. He was a big inspiration for me doing my lower town hall pushes, and he comes up with some really creative attacks that are actually really OP. So, like, if I get to play with him in a competitive aspect, I think that'd be really cool. As far as best player in the world, that's really tough, man. I don't
Yeah, it's hard
know.
when
I mean,
it's
don't you
when
have a
it's
tournament going on to try to figure that out right now? Like,
yeah. There's a couple, yeah. What
best
we got
player
here?
changes hourly. I agree, Pinball.
How do you say Azul, man? Who's your fifth best mod? That's an interesting one. We should definitely have put your mods in a tier list. That would have been
Mod
good.
tier list. Oh, we should have prepped that. The mod tier list for sure.
All D's, yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Except for Seamus. Seamus #1 mod.
There we go. What else have we got? I'm definitely going to miss some guys. I'm now just rattling through. There's so many here. What hero do you think is coming next to Clash? That's an interesting one. That's quite. I mean, do you want to? Have you got any ideas for what you would like to see? That's a really challenging one.
No, like I didn't even expect the world champion to be as cool as it was. Like that's why, like that's the hardest thing ever to try to predict. Maybe we'll finally get that Goblin King that's been teased for 8 years now.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you kind of follow the trajectory, I mean, at 7 we get the King, 9 we get the Queen, 11 we get the Warden, 13 we get the RC, 15 we get the Pikachu. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, that is the sort of the order. It's like odd town halls. You get a hero. So we're on for a hero next year.
Maybe. Yeah.
Fifth hero. Oof, too much to watch. Yeah, that could be true.
I feel like we're still really far away from that. I mean, there's still a lot that needs to happen at 14, in my opinion. I mean, we're still going to get. I think we're going to need every building to be upgraded, all the walls to be upgraded. We're still way away from 14 being optimized, which I think is what they always say is they want the goal to be as they want to feel like that town hall is optimized before they consider even releasing a new town hall.
What do you think about balance just now? I think the balance is pretty good.
Uh, it depends who's playing. Some of the pros make it look so easy, but for me personally, I don't think it's horrible. I mean, I
I
do
think
think
it's
we
yeah.
need another Archer Tower level, air defense level at minimum, because air attacks are really, really OP right now.
Yeah,
But
dragons are really strong, aren't they?
yeah, yeah. But I think it's not horrible as people are, getting their 14s up and upgraded. I
Yeah,
think there was a big overreaction initially.
I think 13 was pretty broken, and I think the hope was for a lot of people, they put a lot of hope into like the start of 14 being quite defense heavy, and it wasn't. It was actually still a little bit offense heavy, wasn't it? And they've done a little bit of tweaking, and that town hall is brutal now. It's
Yeah.
like that level 5 town hall is crazy. It's just so strong, man. So yeah. We're kind of at the end of the interview. There's more questions coming in. When's the next Trojan War? All that sort of stuff. I mean, is there anything you want to advertise or anything like that, Bash? I'm pretty sure you've got a greater reach on your own channel. But if you want to throw anything out, then then now's the time to do it. I don't know what I'm saying anymore, mate. I'm just like, when you talk and you're like,
Yeah, you just kind of get. I mean, the Trojan Wars are always fun, but I feel like they're not special anymore, man. Like we used to do the Trojan Wars and made them into big events, and then they saw some success, and everyone's like, "I'm doing a Trojan War," and then it kind of got. I feel like Trojan Wars aren't special anymore.
they're quite hard to stream as well, or like to sort of cover from a video content point
I
of view.
think they're really fun to cover. I just don't think they're as special as they used to be. It's kind of sad. I mean, I definitely want to do one. Don't get me wrong, but it's also the timing's got to be right, and it's got to make sense. I don't just do a Trojan War just because it's Tuesday.
So not tomorrow, is what we're saying. Okay, cool. Good to know.
There you go.
Yeah.
But
exclusive,
I mean,
you heard it here first.
We will do another one. It's just life's busy, man. Life's busy. I got kids and stuff. That Trojan Wars take a lot of planning and time.
Happy days, mate. Thank you so much for coming on. It's been an absolute pleasure. When you send a cheeky DM and you're like, "There's no way he's actually going to come on," and you come on, it's awesome. And once again, I'm shamed by the quality of my camera. I've sat here looking at your camera the whole time, going, "How has he got?" It's your full time job, so that's fair enough. But you just got such a better camera than me, man. Every guest I have on, it's just a webcam, and I'm getting a cheap DSLR. It's next on my hit list.
Well, that once you do that, it'll be an instant step up. Even a cheap one is an instant step up over webcam.
Yeah, look at it. I can't handle. And for some reason, it's decided to wash me out today. It's like it was totally different earlier on. They just make up their own rules, webcams, man. It drives me mental. Anyway, sorry, I've gone into a total rant. I think I was thanking you for coming on, and then I just went on a rant about equipment. I don't know what happened there.
We could sit here and talk equipment for days.
Mate, I've got such a big list. It's like insane.
It's expensive, man.
What's your next upgrade?
My next upgrade. Ooh, that's tough. My PC is probably about where it needs to be. I just put another like $1,000 into my PC. Maybe monitors, maybe a camera. I do need a new audio interface, as you realized when we got on the call.
Yeah.
Correctly. So I need a new audio interface. That's an actual need, and it's not necessarily an upgrade. But I don't know, maybe audio interface, monitors, camera, those 3.
Cool, man. I've thought of another question as well. See all the stuff behind your head. What's your favourite Clash thing you've got up there?
This guy by far.
Hog Rider.
I think this is the Chinese New Year Hog Rider.
Oh man, totally jealous. Cool. That's so cool. That's awesome.
Cool. Nice and dusty, but by far that one. The King's really cool too, because the King's like hand comes off. I wish I had like some of the gold statues, but like his hand comes off.
That's cool, man. That's sort of part of the Supercell sort of thing, eh? They give you these little they treat the creator program's hard to get into, but they work really well with you. They work really closely with you. And
Most of that was Worlds 2019. Like every day we went, there was a goodie bag basically, and like I had to buy extra luggage just to get everything home.
Happy days. Right, okay, we're gonna. Sorry, man. We've just been whittling on now. Thank you so much for coming on. It's been absolutely brilliant. I'm gonna make a video out of this and all that sort of stuff. But thanks, man. It's been an absolute pleasure. Everyone that's been on, I have missed so many follows. There was a hype train in the middle. People were subbing and throwing bits. Thank you so much, everyone. You guys are absolutely awesome. There's more follows coming in. Seamus, thank you so much, man.
Seamus best mod.
Sorry?
Seamus the best mod.
Best mod, Seamus best mod. Happy days, Liberty as well. So many people following. Thank you so much, guys. And yeah, we need to raid someone. Bash, you want to make a selection? Do you want to go live and I'll raid into you? I'll do you a favour.
Oh, no.
Actually, first ever person that, like, not first ever person that raided me, but first like sort of like big name that raided me was yourself. You popped into my stream, Clash Bash, and I was like, and they were like, "Oh, that's real Clash Bash." I was like, "No, it's not. It's a troll." And I said, "You're not the real one, are you?" You went, "No, it's not. I'm a fake." You probably will remember this. You said, "No, I'm a fake." And then 2 minutes later, you raided in, and I was having the worst, quietest stream. I think I had about 6 people. It was just, I don't know what had happened, but it just wasn't. It was just like it was a rubbish stream. And then suddenly all these people appeared. It was awesome. Yeah, so it's awesome, man. So thank you for that. That's, Mac tells a story. That's what just happened. Have we got anyone on? Oh, there's follow. We could just stay here and let people follow, to be honest.
That works.
Oh, Carbon Fin. Itzu versus Marino. That's what we should be doing right now.
I was going to say, Carbon's doing the solo series. We were talking about the best player. That might be a good host.
Let's raid in there. Carbon. Can't spell Carbon Fin's name. My mic is in the way of my keyboard because I didn't move it. There we go. There we are. Right, we're going to raid. Guys, join us on the raid. I didn't put any Clash Bash sort of emotes up, but if you're subbed to him, spam them when we go into Carbon's stream. Let's see if Carbon notices. Carbon, let's see if we can put him. See if it's mid attack. Let's see if we can put him off an attack. Very rare to put him off. He's far too good at.
Carbon's a pro.
So yeah, let's go for the raid just now. And guys, thank you so much for being here. Rocky, thank you, man. I think I've said that. I've said that a couple of times. But cheers, man. And yeah, if you ever want to come back on again, do more of a podcasty thing, less of an interview, and we can get a few more people on as well, then you're more than welcome. If you ever want me to drop by your stream, to hype up your videos or anything up, I'm happy to help you out. I'll throw that chat at you.
That would involve me like planning though. Like I usually solo stream. I never have a plan when I'm going to stream. We'll stream today, I guess.
Brilliant. All right. Thanks very much, mate. Guys, catch you later. Thank you very much. All the best. Goodbye.